What a beautiful day it is out here in nature. Very often we don't we don't see nor realize just how much healing ability and how much healing there is that can be done with just following the laws of the earthly mother of Mother Nature. She is very simple and yet works profound magic. Just the basics of periodic fasting, sunbathing, fresh air, quality water, good fruits and vegetables, stuff like that. Just by living according to her design, we can remove so much physical suffering, so much mental imbalances, so much dis-ease within ourselves. So I suggest just take up one particular thing out of this. This will be a short video. So take up maybe eating more raw food, take up maybe getting more sunshine, maybe getting out into nature more, to fresh air, being more mindful of the water we drink, getting away from the fluoride, which calcifies the pineal gland and hinders the spiritual evolution. So when you combine, when you try to match your lifestyle to Mother Nature's lifestyle and how she intended for us, her children of earth, to live, then you'll begin to see the amount of joy, the amount of energy, the amount of like purity and calmness, poise, and just a general sense of well-being. And I think many people are missing that in their lives, missing that factor of well-being, missing that factor of just being joyful. Many people you see nowadays are always looking on to what do they need to do next. They're always looking 2 steps ahead, always looking where they're going, not where they are now. They're never present in this moment. And living as nature intended puts you in the present moment. You have to be in the present moment. You eat what she brings you when it's ready. You're not able to go away from the fundamentals. When you eat what's in season, your body is already adapted to that, and it has a reason to naturally acclimate itself to what's being consumed. It's like the right time and place, essentially, as opposed to eating things outside of season. And so that's particularly on a diet. And what inspires this whole video in the first place is I had been rereading the Essenes Gospel of Peace. I'll put a little note about it in the description below. But in the Essenes, the Gospel of Peace, it's Jesus talking to some disciples. And these disciples were living poorly, full of lust, sin, greed. Their bodies were full of junk and toxins. And so Jesus has them do like at least a 7-day fast, water fast. And different ones are doing better than others. And a couple were really struggling, and they asked one of their companions that if they can go find Jesus, that guy who told them to undergo the fast. And then Jesus walks forward, and he mentions that one, just like how if one was raised on a farm, like in the old days, like first, like essentially your mother will nurse you and teach you the basics. And once you're old enough, once you've learned enough, then you're allowed to go work with your father out in the field. So Jesus used the same analogy with the mother representing Mother Nature and the father representing spiritualities, representing spirit, representing yoga, that merging, that union. And so we should look at ourselves, because also in Vedic culture, before one could even begin to learn mantra, to learn worship, to learn meditation, to learn the teachings of the Father, they had to first have already done a period of detoxification, had to have already been firm in the morals of the spiritual path, like ahimsa, nonviolence, cleanliness, purity, contentment, etc. And so we should look at that and see for ourselves, are we following the laws of the earthly mother, or are we not listening? Are we pretending that we don't hear her voice, her message constantly coming to us through the trees, the wind, the sun, the water, the fresh fruits and veg? And so incorporating your lives at least some aspect of nature's teaching, whether that be diet, fasting, sunlight, water, air, etc. Just pick up one of those practices and you'll see how profound something as simple as going out on a walk in nature is to the body, mind, and soul. And just imagine, of that little experience, imagine your whole life being lived in that way, where you dance with the mother and you worship with the Father. That's how life should be lived. Peace be with you all.